Okay, okay. Let's see what happens. All right, I would say this. If we're going to take it up, then I want to see a liquidity sweep right here and then a move up. It just makes sense, even if it's just a spike. And if it's going to do a liquidity sweep to the bottom, and the reason I'm biased for the upside is because we have not smacked that previous day high yet, and that's the area that we're floating around. So that's what I want to see happen. And then, oh no, it would be a shot. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. To go back. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's what I would want to see. And the area there's a fair value gap. So, yeah, it would just be a run on this liquidity, and we could either hit somewhere within this fair value gap or also this fib retracement level right here. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. And then from there, I would just be, I don't want to trade it based on the expectation, but I would kind of be looking for it to get back up to that previous day high after that. And then from there, I don't know, I'll have to reevaluate the market and see. That's just my presumption. That's what I think, though. It's possible, right, that we don't even get a run on liquidity, but I don't see why we wouldn't. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, if we're going to shoot up there, we may as well run the liquidity first and then shoot up there. I don't know that I would. I don't think I'd want to take it if it didn't do that. It's nice and calm for a for the open. It's a little chill right now. It's not doing anything too insane. I like to focus on my initial premise. I don't want to see myself getting pulled into all the individual candlestick behavior, because if you get pulled into that, you can develop 20 different premises within a 30-second time frame, and that's called getting yanked around by the market, and that's not where we want to be. We do not want to live there. So we're gonna be patient, and if it doesn't match the premise, then I'm not gonna take it. I needed to add that to my trader view. Talk about liquidity runs, liquidity raids. Note that real quick. Today is the 27th. Create. Alright. Liquidity raids. Alright, got that in there. Back to the market. What are we doing? Alright, so we're just waiting for this liquidity run on this area right here to take it back up, hopefully. When it happens, it's probably going to happen really fast. Like, it's probably not going to be a patient, slow move down. And I'm probably going to try to wait for it to hit this order block here, because I mean, if it gets that close, it just kind of makes sense. And especially like once we run this liquidity, so it's like right around this area down here, we've got a nice Fibonacci retracement level. So once it runs this liquidity, I'm gonna expect like a spike or just like a really like kind of hard drop down there, because we're gonna hit sell side liquidity here, and then and I'm not gonna take it as it's pushing down, even though that's the super gangster thing to fucking do, but I'm gonna take it when I start seeing it race up away from that area aggressively. So it won't be a perfect sniper entry, but it will be within that first 3-minute candle. Okay, we just hit the spot. We just hit the pocket. So the thing that we want to pay attention to is, right, because we're looking for a reversal. We expect this kind of dump because we just hit liquidity. So then my question becomes, is there more liquidity that we could, let's see if it just makes sense. We're going to tap that liquidity. Let's let it hit that liquidity as well. And then we'll look. And look at that, we have a fair value gap as well right there. So let's let it run. It might, that fair value gap might create a bounce. Let's see though, it just makes sense. Even if it's just a wick, prediction is that the body will close somewhere inside of this fair value gap, but the wick will run this. We just ran that. Okay, that's a nice, it's hit. Okay, so now let me see if I get confirmation, some kind of indication that my premise is correct about what I'm thinking. Oh fuck, it's gonna keep going. It's gonna dump. Ooh. Huh. Dilemma. Shit. All right, if I'm gonna take it, I have to take it now. There are signs here that this may dump. This is risky. We ran liquidity. Let's see what this candle does. It's like it's sticky, you know what I mean? Like it's sticky. Yeah, I might set this one out. This one might be too risky to take. I think we're gonna keep pushing down. I have two opposing premises. Fuck. This one's too risky. I don't think we can take this because I think we're gonna dump. We did create a fair value gap on the way down, but that's not a fair value gap that I would even use. I think we're gonna dump. I'm not taking it. This could be a good example video though. I'll keep this running just so we can see like what actually happens. I think we're going down though. Damn. Alright, so I'm gonna make a commitment to, no matter what it does, I'm not gonna touch this because I have like supporting factors on both sides, which means that I don't have full clarity of what's going on. But what I do have clarity on is that the market is showing a lot of strength on the downside, and just based on certain rules and indicators that I look at, I don't think this is the trade for me to mess with. There's a good chance it shoots up, but you see I'm kind of like fighting FOMO a little bit. But I'm gonna leave this one alone. Let's just see what happens though. This is like a good educational trade here. And that's something that, you can do and you should do is, because there will be another opportunity to take another trade after this, right? So there's no need for me to get inside of any trade that I don't feel certainty over. So, you're going to feel, as a newer trader, even as a more seasoned trader, you're going to feel that, like, that push and pull, right? The market tugging at you to do certain things. And that's why we put our analyst hat on when we're back testing, when we're, establishing a rule set, when we're coming up with the framework that we're going to trade within. And so when you've decided something in your analyst phase, you do not, when you have your trader hat on, want to go against that. When you have your trader hat on, you want to operate within the rules that you came up with as an analyst, right? We have the analyst, we have the trader, and we have the gambler. And all of those things live inside of you, right? So when the trader hat is on, the analyst creates the rule set that the trader is dictated by. So I'm in my trader hat, so I'm going to follow the rule set that was created when I had my analyst hat on, okay? So that's why we're not going to take this trade, and why we're just going to watch, and we're going to use it as a learning opportunity. And if you're just dying to get in the market, you just need the action, all right, let's paper trade it. I'm on TradingView right now, and I'll just say, okay, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm going to say that because we ran liquidity, because we are in my area of interest, I would say I'd probably pick a long. And I would, if I was just fucking around, I would take a long and I would get out at 18,008. Okay, so like if I want to paper trade this and just see what happens, this is where I would get out at, right there. And the stop would be six points below that, which the low is I'm not gonna lie, wow, I really want to jump in this trade. My low would be 932. Okay, so that's where my stop would be, and this is where my take profit would be. So if you're feeling FOMO, this is something that you can do when you know that, like, it's a trade that you're better off staying out of. Why? Because we want A+ setups. We don't want to risk the bank on bullshit. All right, so now I still get to take a trade without taking any risk, okay? And so now I can see exactly what's going to happen. And I can see if I would have risked my money, if I would have been correct or incorrect, and I'll include that in my journal entry for today. But my true premise is that I don't really know. I believe it could go either direction, so I'm not going to. I also think we could just smack the 10 moving average, which is at 17,983.75, which is about right here. I think we could smack the 10 and reverse back down. But again, I don't have perfect clarity, so I just have to see what's going to happen. I'm going to let that run, and I am going to go and get my coffee. I think I already made my coffee. Let me go get that. I don't know why I'm always like sliding my chair back in like I'm in like some public place where I'm trying to be. Okay, I'm gonna grab coffee. So you can see that, like, if I would have jumped into this trade, it's still going okay. I might be kind of... No, it's still showing strength. Let's see, though. I'm super curious to see how this turns out. So this candle, it just hit the 10 moving average and the 3-minute time frame. So one of my premises is that it could smack the 10 and it could reverse from there. But I don't know though, because if we look at, we got 4 consecutive green candles and they all look strong. So I'm going to say it could happen, but I'm going to say it's probably going to continue up. And I think at minimum, I would expect a retracement, at least 50% of this fair value gap that was created, which would be just slightly above that last green candle formation. It's not much higher. Not uncommon to see it retrace a little bit deeper than 50%. But see, like, for me, like, this is, like, there is there's indicators, right? Like such as like the stochastic, the MACD, the RSI. But to me, this is an indicator, like this is a psychological indicator for me where like when I'm able to develop all these different potential, possibilities for what I would anticipate the market doing, that means that I don't have clarity. And that's an indicator for me to just stay out of the market. Dude, I remember when like I was jumping in everything that just possibly looked like it could be an entry. I'm very grateful for the level of self-control that I've developed, and the level of like clarity that I seem to have while I'm trading now. Which doesn't mean, I'm not saying I'm a perfect trader, and I'm not saying that I have 100% control all the time, but even to just be able to watch this trade play out and for it to just look as though it's like seamlessly just kind of pushing up and not get in this, because I know that I don't have full clarity. Super, super proud to be in a place to have achieved that level of self-control. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we just broke the 10. We just hit 50% on that fair value gap pullback. So that candle hit the 62% retracement on the fair value gap. Which also coincides with the 20 moving average and the 3-minute time frame, and it looks like the 200 moving average as well. The 20 is crossing down the you know what? I forgot my OBS was being stupid and it won't let me show my trading view on here. So if I were in a long, I would probably move my stop to right here. Remember, we're mock trading it. So I put my stop right there. And the premise behind that would be that there's based on what I believe in, there's a good chance that we would start to pull back from this point right here. But I also think that we could smack this spot right here. So that's what I would be holding out, is to see if we could do that. And then that I would just have a limit order right there and I would get out right there. Okay, so we would have hit that. Okay, now what's my premise? Now my premise is that we're going to go up and we're going to tap the previous day high. And so I think we're going to see some crazy shit happen. If we just don't get a sharp reversal here, I think we're going to go up for the previous day high, and that would be around 18,059.50. But I'm not going to run the video that long. That might not even happen. I'm not some kind of expert on predicting the market, but that's how I would have handled it if I did get in that trade, but I didn't because I did not have full clarity. So that's kind of cool that we could kind of go through that mock trade together and just kind of see what it would be like live, like in real time, avoiding a trade that we don't have full clarity on, but paper trading it essentially to see if we would have been right. So it's kind of cool. So thank you for joining me for that, and we'll wait for the next entry here and see what we get.